Voilà. Welcome to my haunted diary. My name is James Edward Garcia. In this episode, I am doing a lockdown in a place called General Stanton Inn. It's been a while, but I've been here before a few years ago. I spent a weekend here. But this time, I'm spending it alone. Not only am I spending it alone without coming with somebody, I am spending the whole time here in the inn by myself. It can get pretty creepy here at night, especially when you're by yourself. There's a cemetery out back of this home, inn, tavern. There's several parts of this place, and that cemetery is of the family right on the premises. It's been said that one of the daughters of the Stantons died here at a young age, and reportedly haunts this place. Her voice has been heard giggling, sounds of a young girl, especially in the attic. So there's reportedly a Native American Indian that haunts, I believe, the tavern downstairs, the Night Watch Tavern. The inn has been unoccupied for, I think, almost getting closer to 2 years. I think I'm the first one to stay in here in almost 2 years. Okay, General Stanton Inn. James E. Garcia, me, I'm filming. I've got the whole, this part of the house, the whole inn. The upstairs where I'm filming, the whole hallway here, the other part of the hallway that goes downstairs. So, room 7, room 9, room 8. All the doors are all open. I have access to all the rooms. Room 6, where the owner Janice, who reclaimed this place again, says there's activity in 6. Is there a room you're going to capture something in? She says room 6. However, I am staying in room 5. The reason I'm staying in there is because in that room is the attic. That is a hot spot, and it's supposed to be a little off limits, but it's open for me. I already looked in there for a second. I plan to film in there. Yes, tonight. May 17th, 2013. General Stanton Inn. Not going to be here much longer in that Janice has been looking to sell the place for over a year now. So I'm fortunate to be here to film, kind of document any paranormal activity before the place gets shut down for good. The part of the building on the side here is rooms 1, 2, and 3. Also old part of this place. I don't think I'll have access to that. I'd stayed in room, I forgot, one of those rooms last time I was here, a few years ago. And seemed genuine that we want to stay here for reasons that of a love for the place, you know, which I love old places. So if any spirits are in here, any of the Stanton family would like to speak up, I've got what I call a camera. It's a film recording device. Assure your time, you never got to witness such a thing. I heard one of these doors, I think it was room 7. This one was the room that the door slammed when the Taps group was here, the TV Taps group, Ghost Hunters, several years ago. I think, or is room 9, one of the two. Janice mentioned in the 40s, I believe, the place was used for Navy officers. They rented this out for them. Please do your best to communicate with me while I'm here this weekend. I think it was in the family for, it might have been 200 years in the Stanton family, this place owned by them. I'm going to be here by myself. I'm not going to be scared of you. I want to communicate with you. Just make your best effort to do so. I leave the inn to do filming at the Stanton Family Cemetery. While I was gone, I captured 2 great EVPs. The first is a sing-songy voice of what appears to be a little girl, which sounds just like the voice I capture in the attic later that night. You will hear that later. It has been said the spirit of a little girl haunts this inn, and I have been able to validate this. Is it one of the Stanton children? Perhaps. This voice sounds like a young adult or female that says what sounds like, "oh yes," or "oh yeah." Remember, there is no one in the inn, all the windows are closed, and no one is around on the grounds other than me. Okay, I'm gonna find the Stanton family's cemetery out here. I am on the grounds of the General Stanton Inn. This is where the flea market is. Because of the stones, it almost looks like a pauper's grave site. It's nothing real spectacular. Nonetheless, in memory of Susan, who died December 11th, 1836, age 34 years. In memory of General Joseph Stanton, who died August 6th, it's like 1850, aged, I think it says 84 years. Again, veteran war, 1776. As I mentioned earlier back there, I did get very gently massaged on my left shoulder. I definitely felt it. Somebody in the Stanton family is welcoming me here. Realizes I'm here out of respect. Very patriotic family. Roots in American history. Fire ants down there. I don't know if these Stantons are getting eaten up by fire ants below. See, I would like to get some of that General Stanton Inn pub food, but that don't happen anymore. It's been a long time. Janice has no desire to reopen restaurant, bar, gift shop, any of that stuff. She's just looking to sell a place. Just make sure there's nobody going in the inn. Oh, there's that beaver I was talking about. I think it's a beaver. See that guy right there? Yeah, I see you, buddy. Anyway. That's the beaver. My room, room 5. This is the hub for this weekend. And I chose this room specifically because this is where the attic, supposedly activity takes place, is here in this room. The entrance to the attic. Here's my computer. Transferring stuff to it already. Charging batteries. So I'm going to take you in there for a sec. With this chair. You know me. It's open. I'm going in. This is where ghost hunters did or caught their stuff that night, those few nights they were here. So it was really a Steve-run investigation for the first time. And that's like, I don't know if it was the second season. I thought it was the first season. That was like years ago you guys went there.
That was season 2, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been quite some time, so that'd be 8 years ago, yeah.
Yes, that is me speaking with Steve Gonsalves a week after I had investigated the General Stanton Inn. I was at an investigation with him. So, he verified that it was season 2 of the Ghost Hunters sci-fi show he had done the lead investigation at this location.
So I went and I stayed there for the whole weekend by myself. She let me have the place.
Oh, that's cool. That must have been awesome.
Well, at first she was like, no, I don't want you to go in the attic. I don't want you doing this. Next thing you know, she's all right, because I kind of schmoozed her a little bit. So I was up in the attic, and that's like tough to get in and out of that thing, too.
Yeah. Yep.
It was a little creepy, because, you know, when you're by yourself in a place,
yeah,
I'm a little crazy that way, and I did hear footsteps a few times, and I'm like...
That's cool.
It's kind of neat. So.
I like that adrenaline of the fear.
Yeah, it kind of gets me going. But I always think about you guys when you were there. That was like your investigation. You were left in theater that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
You remember?
Yeah. But Brian, he hit his head on a pipe when he was walking out of the room.
I got a full body apparition in the George Washington room, I think they call it.
Okay.
It was my android. But that's a cool place.
Right. Yeah.
General Stanton.
It is.
I got a full body apparition in. Let's do it. Holy shit. This is it. This is the attic. This is where they captured all the stuff. Freaking cool. Anybody up here want to speak with me? I know they've caught a girl's voice up here. A little girl's voice. Perhaps it's one of the daughters of the Stantons that died at a very early age. Something like this size, perhaps? Tell me that's not creepy. Very creepy. That's right. It's in the heart of my room I'm sleeping in. I don't think anybody's been in this attic in a long time. May 17th, General Stanton Inn, 2013, and I'm just basically filming my paraspectrum right now. Second floor, facing the stairway that leads to the front downstairs of the inn here. I'll be back. Come outside a little bit. Capture something on the stairs here. To the hallway, to room 4. more film out of the stairs here with my Perspection camera. This whole weekend, I'm alone here. Continue to film as much as possible. Find something out. All this analyzing, filtering through my ears and eyes. Possibly coming up with something that's unexplainable, or at least interesting. Okay, room 4. Anybody in here? I wanted to mention that at times I will add a special effect into my documentary. I did that earlier on the stairs with my own shadow. I also did it with the portrait of that girl in the hallway when I captured that EVP of the little girl, just to give a little visual content. FYI, that picture was from the General Stanton Inn when I stayed there back in 2009, but it was not there on this investigation. I think all of you, or at least most of you, are clever enough to know when I'm adding an effect for entertainment purposes. If I do not say something about it, it is because it is not being presented as paranormal evidence. Capiche? Alright, we're in the attic. We're using Sony Night Shot, and I've got an IR light here on it. I'm going to go in and put my RT EVP in the other room. Take 2. Be back. Some anomaly darts around by the window as I leave. At first I thought perhaps the flashlight I was holding reflected off another surface, but after repeated watchings, I do not think this is the case. It has been said that a voice of a little girl has been captured in the attic. This next piece of evidence I captured with my camera audio sent chills down my spine. It appears to be a young girl saying what sounds like, "You're disturbing me," in a sing-song voice.
This next audio EVP sounds like two boys shouting. The first voice sounds as if saying in a panic, "Get her off!" And the second boy voice sounds like it says, "Stop!" Was the little girl spirit teasing two other children's spirits? Perhaps the two little boy spirits were pissing off the little girl spirit, and that's why she had just said, "You're disturbing me." Could this be the spirits of the General Stanton's children?
Filming in a different area. This is the area that's towards the door that goes downstairs from the attic to the other room. High chair. I have my RT EVP on it. Move it out here just a little bit. So hopefully you'll hear her giggle. This particular camera, I like it because it has a really good audio for the built-in mic. And it does pick up a lot of stuff. Good old General Stanton Inn.
Okay, recording for the last time tonight, and see if we can capture something. That's my flashlight doing this. Here I show an example of how my flashlight looks when around the window area, proving that the anomaly peering at me from this area earlier was not done by me. Also, on that earlier footage, when I looked back again, my flashlight was not even turned on at that moment. Also, I thought that it should go without saying that any vehicle headlights that came through that window looked nothing or moved nothing like what was captured on my camera. I've got my Olympus going in the other main room here on the high chair. You can be a little brave too, without trying to scare the crap out of me. Just speak up. Try to show yourself so I can see you. It seems very still in this place, but it's deafening still. Like the air is thick. This is like a small kind of town, isn't it? Charlestown, Rhode Island. Heard some of the people aren't very friendly with the Native American Indian.
Stanton's lived here for like 200 years. Or owned it for 200 years. It's a long time. If you want to shut one of those doors, like it did with, at one time some other group was here that I'm affiliated with, you can go ahead and do that right with me in the room. Might scare me some, but that's alright. It's worth it if you're going to do it. I can capture it on film here. You may not even know what a film is. Maybe when I pass on, I'd like to stay around and haunt some people, or haunt some places, just to get people's attention, let them know there is life after the body.
Can you see me upstairs? Stantons? Hello?
Hey little girl, I know you're up in that attic. Hopefully you've been speaking in my recorder. See that doll? It's a pretty big doll, actually. People be afraid of that. It's like a scarecrow doll. It was a big little scarecrow doll.
Looks like my recorder's still going. This battery's got some good usage. Anybody happy with me besides mannequins? Mannequin parts? Pretty freaky, right? Big voice. It's a good sign. Hi, General Stanton Inn. Just thought I had a female voice. Anybody in roommate with me? Nobody can say anything? Pardon the fun, it's pretty dead in here.
I heard that. Did you say back or jack?
I heard that. Anybody here with me? Want to speak to me? I'm trying to communicate with you. Awful hard. Well, here's something then. Please, talk to me. Talk to me. What? Ooh, I heard that. You say hello or something? I heard that. Let's wait till I get up, huh? Can you say my name? You say no? Can you say your name? That was really quick. Jake? Blake? Can you say your name again? Or repeat yourself? I couldn't catch it. It was too fast. I hear you. I'm glad you're coming through. Thank you. I hear your voice. It sounds like the same voice. Some guy. Can you try one more time? Okay, maybe he went away. No? Let me put it on the high chair of that little girl. In case she wants to speak. Very close to where she'd like to sit. I already heard her. What was that? I heard your voice. I heard your voice. Is that you, little girl? You one of the Stanton girls? You passed away very young? I heard you. You speak up? How to communicate with me? Come on. Can you say my name?
I was getting direct communication with the spirit of what seems to be the Stanton girl who passed away in this inn at least 250 years ago. I like the way she whispers "hi" when I speak right to her, facing down at the spirit box on the little high chair. Playful, acknowledging, friendly, and even call me by my name Jimmy, as my family members do.
What's that? Mike? I heard your voice, sir. What was that?
So as you can hear, the spirit of Michael comes through next and greets me. I was having a hard time deciphering what was being said at the moment, but a female comes through, and I think she was trying to speak on Michael's behalf since I was not understanding.
Can you hear me? Do I need to beat you with a freaking arm? Huh? Help me. Almost 2 o'clock in the morning. In the freaking attic with General Stanton Inn. The whole place to myself. Whoop! I heard that.
And so stop I will. I was getting a bit silly in the early morning hours and overtired. I think the spirits that reside in the General Stanton Inn wanted a break from me as well, and they had no problem letting me know that.
Friday night. Room 6. It is 2:27, almost 28 a.m. There's no routine already. Just want them to speak up, show themselves so it can be recorded on that device back there. If it's still going. If there's anybody around here who would like to communicate with me, do so by coming around where I'm holding these 2 metal rods, also known as dowsing rods. You can manipulate them by just walking within this area in front of me. The energy fields of your being, your spirit, will affect these rods. slightly. They come towards the window here. Now they're coming back out. They don't know what they want to do. No, they're still crossed. Crossed by the window. For some reason. Look, here it goes again. Come by these windows. There's no way I can control these, see? Because of the way these dowsing rods are made, you can't manipulate these in any way. Just heard the sound of something over there. I'm sure my audio recorder picked it up. Some crackling sound. And I'm sitting in front of the portion of the house here that's rooms 1, 2, and 3, where I'd stayed the last time, on the bottom floor here. And it turns out really this portion, as well as over there in the tavern bar section, are all from the same time as the inn I'm staying in. They're all built in the same period of time. I'm going to be filming in the 1910 portion in a little while, because Janice says, I don't know, it was her daughter or granddaughter had experienced some stuff happen in there. She saw an actual woman in there, figure, an apparition. So that sounds good to me. I feel like I'm becoming a ghost myself, embedded in these walls. Leaving my mark here.
In 1740, Joseph, the son of Thomas Stanton, added the, later to be named, George Washington Cabinet Room. People have reported everything from strange noises and sensations to actual apparitions at the General Stanton Inn, one of the hotspots for paranormal activity being the Washington Room. A male ghost has been spotted here, and people have reported being touched, often tapped on the shoulder, by something otherworldly in both the Washington Room and the Williamsburg Room. I decided to set up my Paraspectrum camera as a static camera in the George Washington Cabinet Room, hoping to capture an apparition of General Joseph Stanton or some other official or soldier from the time of the Revolutionary War. George Washington had spent time in this room.
I love the wood in here.
Well, about an hour into filming, I get my wish. I capture an apparition that moves across on the left. It happens fast, so I will repeat it several times and zoom in. Keep in mind, the place was locked up and no one was in the building. After capturing that banging, a little while later, I capture an EVP of a clear voice saying a couple of words that sound like de nada, which is Spanish for it's nothing, which is usually said when someone thanks you. It can also mean you're welcome. Next, I capture a shadow figure moving across the back room, and it can be seen on the wall. I will repeat it several times. The George Washington Cabinet Room did not disappoint when it comes to paranormal activity.
There's a big kitchen right there where the restaurant, previously ballroom, 1920 room is. I heard footsteps going on in there and some other banging noises, and I asked her if she has some stuff that's turned on in there, a compressor possibly, or some kind of machinery, or is there some adjacent upstairs that might be attached to it? Not the case.
The 1920 room.
Now, I'll tell you something, this is off the record,
Yeah.
all right? I have a picture that one of my guests took
Of something?
upstairs in room 7.
Oh, where is it?
I can't find the damn thing. I think it's a general because he has epitaphs on his shoulder. But that's off the record, and I didn't tell you that.
Oh, that's great. That's good to know. So tonight, I was planning on concentrating more in that room.
What I show next could have easily gone unnoticed since it happens very quickly and took place in the far back left corner of the large 1920 room. It seems like a little blip of something visual, but as I repeat it here, zoom in, slow it down, you will realize this is some of the best real footage of an apparition in movement. Thomas Stanton brokered a deal with the local Native American and was granted a nice chunk of land, which eventually became the Stanton Estate in Charlestown, Rhode Island. This building contains a Native American old children's school that Thomas preserved. This inn was built for his son Joseph. Janice Falcone, the fifth owner of the inn, has carried on the tradition of helping the local Native Americans throughout her 40-year stay in Charlestown, Rhode Island, and I think the local Native spirits are looking out for the place. wanted to present a photo I took with my phone that came out a bit misty. I thought it was interesting since none of the other pics came out like this. If it were sun glare, it should have shown up in the other photos. Here's a little color enhancement that fills in the misty areas with a bluish hue. You can almost equate those misty areas to cold spots.
The light's right there, you can see, huh? You can see okay?
Well, I hope I captured something on here. Hey, it's just me, James Edward Garcia, and I'm doing my second night here at the General Stanton Inn behind me, all by my lonesome. General Stanton Inn in Charlestown, Rhode Island, 1667. Some portions are a little newer, depending on which section. There's one here that was from 1910, and behind there, the Falcones, who currently still own it, they built on an extended section in the back there of the 1910. There's some stuff 1730. Old. Very, very old. Very, very creepy. And very, very haunted. That's why I'm here. Okay, I feel like I'm on top of the world, but actually, I'm on top of the building of General Stanton Inn, or at least part of it, portion, flat rooftop here. By the way, I just wanted you guys to see the other side of what I was just filming. There's an attic. I was just filming and the camera shut off on me. Weird things happen like this. And it's a full battery. Just before that, I heard a sound, a knock, and I don't know, sound like it could have been upstairs here where I'm staying. When there's nobody else here I can factor in other than myself when I do my investigations. I don't really embellish in acting and overreact. If I hear a knock, I'm not going to be like scream, "Ah! Oh my God," all those things they do on the other reality shows, because it's for entertainment reasons. They're told to. I understand. They want to be actors for all I know and going on to careers in acting, possibly. But that's not what I'm doing it for. What you see is real. There's no faking it. So it may not be as exciting. I'm not going to be like, "Oh my God, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here." Like those shows. I'm not going to do that pansy stuff. I'm just providing you the hard facts. If I capture something, you're going to see it. I'm going to present it. I go through and analyze all this stuff myself. Hopefully you find that entertaining, more factual stuff, the creepy factor of being by yourself through me. Back in 1667, Thomas Stanton added on the Indian room, which is older than 1667. He moved it and brought it over here. It used to be a school for a Native American. He liked it. He brought it here because I guess they were going to demolish it and he wanted to preserve it. So there's a lot of history here. Hello, Stanton Family. Buried in the ground here. All of you. Enjoyed your inn, as creepy as it may be at times, because I'm in there by myself. I just feel something cold, wet, touched above my ankle on the back. It's almost like I feel like a handprint on me. It's a cold, chill feeling. Maybe that was their farewell embrace to me. Look at the moon. Good night, Janice. Pleasant dreams. I know you'll be up early. I think you got the flea market in the morning. Alright. Isn't that buzzing? See
See that light up in there on? That's room 7. I want to walk around here. There's my car. The reason I want to is earlier today, very suspicious, a bicycle was left here, just thrown on the floor. I told Janice about it, and she said she had saw it too when she was working out here. She was thinking somebody was up to something as well, sneaking around, but they never came back with a bike, and no one's been seen. So it's very suspicious, and I'm a little worried because I'm staying in here by myself, and it's right on the premises by where I'm staying in the inn. And my car's out here, and I don't want my car getting tapped into or messed with. A little dangerous in a way. I'm going back to it just to show you on film, unless it's gone all of a sudden. It wasn't earlier. Nope, it's still here. See? Look right there. There's the bicycle. Isn't that weird? It's not locked down or anything. It's just left here, abandoned today, earlier today. It's very strange. Right on the premises of the inn here. And God knows what the hell that's about. It's freaking me out a little bit.
You say my name again. James. That's right. Thank you. Janice Falcone is the current owner and also the 5th owner of the General Stanton Inn in its existence. I got my Olympus recorder, and I'm going to put it here on room 7.
I had my Sony tape camera filming down the stairs at this time. When the tape runs out, it will sound an alarm. This is what it is supposed to do. I am playing the last moments before the tape ran out, which was around 12:30 a.m. My other Sony HD camera in the hallway above stairs captures the audio of that camera alarm sounding. What follows is a female voice saying, "Who's there?" This was an incredible Class A EVP capture, and it is an intelligent spirit response to my camera alarm. It seems the sound prompted the spirit to respond. After you hear the clip, I will repeat the audio and loop it. Of course, I had no idea this had happened, and I will show the footage of me getting the camera from the stairs after.
You're still going? 12:43 a.m., something like that. And I'm sure this is done. Yep, it's been done.
What you're about to see startled the heck out of me. Keep in mind, I did not go over this footage for more than a year after I had filmed it. I had set up a static camera in the middle of the night right outside room 7, hoping to capture an apparition of General Joseph Stanton. Janice had been given a photo by a guest who had captured what seemed to be an apparition of the general many years back. Instead, I captured the door to the room closing, then opening back up. A little while later, it closes again, but this time it hits the microphone on the ground I had connected to my static camera. The next morning, when I had broke down the equipment, I did not think about the position of the door. At least, I do not remember the door being mostly closed. This is what happened to the ghost hunters when they investigated this place back in season 2. It seems the general, or some spirit, likes to play with the door to room 7.
Like 6:20, 6:22 a.m.
Here are some pics I took while in the Night Watch Tavern, which includes a bar and pub restaurant. I was not given free access to the tavern, which included the Williamsburg room, the Indian room, the kitchen, where there seems to be a lot of strange, loud sounds taking place. I know if I had stayed another day or two, Janice would have let me investigate these areas. At least I did get to film in the George Washington and 1920s room and captured some excellent activity. I also would have liked to have spent time in rooms 1, 2, and 3 of the inn, which I had stayed in a few years back. At that time, me and an ex-girlfriend heard voices while we were the only one in the inn. One thing I did find in a photo I took with my smartphone was an apparition against the wall in the George Washington room. It is subtle, but I can make out the outline of a Native American. I will show the area where the Native American spirit shows up with different enhancements to bring out some of the nuances. So this is considered the Indian room. You named it that?
Yes, I call it the Indian room, because this is where they tutored Indian children in Negro slave school. Stanton won this building on a lottery over in Connecticut, and he moved it here. And they won it on a lottery, and they put it here on the grounds. And then Thomas' son Joseph came here and built this house here, and used this as the kitchen, and he built it in its entirety, which is unusual because they only used to build houses in sections.
All right, well that's the Indian guy.
Look at where they stood and wore this up. So many people have stood there. See right here? See here? They wore that.
Oh, was that like where a teacher would have stood?
That's where you would have stood and cut your backside bone. Yeah.
Oh, because of the fireplace. Oh yeah. Wow. Just
from standing, you can actually wear down, gravity.
Yeah, so many people.
Gravity takes its
People
toll.
wear it down. after
So
all
this
these
is,
years.
so that had to have been many years of this stone before it was even moved here. Indian room. Signing off.
Ready to leave now. The General Stanton Inn. Sunday morning here.
That's a long hour. It's a full-size figure.
Yeah.
It looks like something happened to his fingers there, broke.
Yeah, they've abused him since I was here.
Oh, okay. People played with him.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.